Hello everybody, it's Paul with reporting live from my sofa. How's it going today? It is a little bit of a foggy day out there, as you can see. It is Tuesday, September 3rd, and we are hunkering down for the hurricane. We are going to be headed out probably later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. We're just going to see. But we have so many things going on this week, y'all, with cases and trials, and I'm just like, no, why did Hurricane Dorian have to do this? So I'm still going to be following this stuff the best that I can, even en route to our location while we're hiding out from the storm. But for today's video, I wanted to talk about a case. I have been looking so forward to this, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm just so interested to see how this plays out in court. And the case that I'm talking about is the Pike County, Ohio incident involving the Rhoden family as well as the Wagners. Now this is to me the stuff out of movies. It's so deep, it's so intricate. So again, what I'm doing with some of these is just kind of making a need to know type thing. So we're just going to go over a few key points that I feel like are imperative information to go into the trial with. And without further ado, let's review. Okay, so like I said, this is a case that took place in Pike County, Ohio. This case could go on for years and years and years. I mean, this is like a historic thing for Ohio. It is huge, it is intricate, it involves lots of people, both victims and perpetrators. And so it's going to be very complicated, very costly, very timely. So let's go ahead and jump into the information. Now, as I always say with these, there is way more info than this. This one especially, y'all, there are rabbit holes galore on this one. I'm not the end-all be-all, so by all means, please go hit Google up, hit YouTube up, all that stuff, and watch the trials when they come out. Like I said, we're going to be following it here at the Sofa Squad, so we're going to be doing recaps and commentary and stuff like that on it, so be sure to check back here. Now, let's go ahead and look at who were the victims in this case. And I'm just going to read from my list because, sadly, it is a long list. So we have Christopher Rhoden Sr., who is 40 years old, his older brother, Kenneth Rhoden, who is 44, Christopher's former wife, Dana Manley Rhoden, 38, their three children, Clarence Frankie Rhoden, 20, Hannah Rhoden, 19, and Chris Rhoden Jr., 16 years old. There was also a cousin, Garen Rhoden, who was 38, and then the fiance to Clarence, Hannah Gilly, I believe it was pronounced, and she was 20 years old. All of them were taken out in their homes April 22nd, 2016, and pretty much like, execution style. And it was a tragedy. I mean, the entire family was wiped out. Now, they did leave like the small children alive. They were ages 3, 6 months, and 4 days old. They were left behind. The 4-day-old was found in bed with his mother. So it's awful. It is awful, 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 awful. And I don't even know what to say about it. For the surviving members of the family and people, I mean, what do you even do when your whole family is wiped out in that capacity? So let's move on to the next thing. So what happened and what are the charges? So like I said, the event took place in April 2016. The murders took place in several different trailers. 2 of them were within walking distance. One was like a mile away, and then another was about 8 miles away in a camper. And there's like over 80 different criminal charges, including aggravated murder. This is going to be a death penalty case. So like I said, there's many perpetrators. We're going to get to those in a minute. Many different charges against each of them. It's a death penalty case. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So who was the accused? So the Wagner family stands accused for committing these crimes. Ed Jake Wagner, he is the ex-boyfriend of Hannah Rhoden, one of the victims. He is the father of her 3-year-old, but not the father of her 4-day-old that was found in bed with her. Now, November 13th, 6 members of the family were arrested in connection with these murders. Even a couple of grandmothers in this family were arrested. Rita Newcomb, she's 65. She was the mother of Angela Wagner. And then Frederica Wagner, she's 76. She was the mother of Billy Wagner. Now, the grandmothers were accused of perjury and obstructing justice for allegedly misleading investigators and lying. Now, Newcomb is also charged with forging custody documents to cover up the crimes. Now, in a turn of events, charges against Frederica Wagner, who, again, that's the matriarch of the Wagner family, they were dropped in June of 2019. One of the special prosecutors essentially said that the dismissal was done so that investigators can analyze new and favorable evidence. Now, Frederica hadn't waived her right to a speedy trial, and so the timeline for that was going to run out on August 3rd. Now, what they were saying that she had done is essentially she had lied about a bulletproof vest. She had said that she got on Amazon and then eBay, so there's back and forth, but they've dismissed those charges. And you can get literally anything on eBay. So the big question, the huge question, why did they do it? Several theories have been thrown out there. I think it's a mix, and this is one of the things that I'm just like, okay, I want to get to the heart of this. Like, I want to hear this information. So when they went onto the properties and did all this stuff, first of all, they found like some marijuana growing operations. Now, was this a situation where it looked like, oh my gosh, this is like some huge operation? No. Were these people just growing a few plants? No. It was like in the middle. Like this is a business. So that was going on. They also found equipment and things of this nature that show that there was like evidence of cockfighting going on the property. So there's that. Now, what the big thing is that they're now saying that this is essentially the cause of it, is it was a custody battle. And the custody battle is over Jake and Hannah's child, the 3-year-old. And that is at the heart of this, and that's what I think the evidence kind of points to. And we'll talk about the evidence in a minute, a little bit that we kind of know about it before trial, because that's a key element. Now, in addition to shared custody, now it has been alleged that by some of the surviving family members that the two families did share business interest. I don't know if that's in the illegal realm or the legal realm. I'm not sure yet. If you know, drop it like it's hot. And we'll figure that out. So, but, you know, with all the illegal stuff going on the property, you know, it's safe to say that there's probably a few factors going on, but we will wait and see what the trial says. So when and who is up for the first trial? It looks like the first trial is set for this week, September 4th, and it's for George Wagner IV to go up against his charges. Now, one thing, I'm kind of sitting here with bated breath because I'm seeing some different things. It looks like there could be a continuance. The timeline that they originally rolled out, I'm having a hard time matching up, okay, did they get all this stuff done? Is it ready to roll September 4th? We're going to kind of go along with that until we're told differently. The trial is expected to last through October, so this is going to be intense. Now, defense attorneys for Wagner have said that there is no DNA evidence, which is pretty interesting. So in his situation, I'm very curious to see what the evidence is against him. And speaking of evidence, let's get into the last part of this. So what kind of evidence are we looking at for this trial? And when I speak of this, this is across multiple trials for different people of the family. So I just want to look at it as a whole because it gets a little cross-wiry when you try to sit here and say, well, this is for this and this is for this. So we're just going to go about it in that way. So there seems to be some kind of shoe tread evidence as well as video surveillance for Walmart where those shoes were bought by one of the perpetrators. Now, a well was also searched on a farm that the Wagner family sold before they moved to Alaska. And an item was recovered from the well, and soon thereafter, the arrest took place. And now keep in mind that the family, this incident happened, and very soon after that, they moved to Alaska. Now, they did move back, but it's pretty suspect that that took place. Now, the former Ohio Attorney General, and now I think he's the governor, he said that a particular piece of evidence, a firearm suppressor, that compared with some other evidence is what led to all the arrests. Now, there's also cell phone tower evidence, things of this nature, lots of photographs, messages about custody, things of this nature. So I think that that's where they have determined that this custody battle is what took place. Now, all the family members have pled not guilty. They stand by their innocence. So, you know, we're going to see what plays out in court. Like I said, this is going to go on for years because they have to, I mean, if they're going to try each of these family members, it's going to take a long time because each of these things have different levels to them with pretrial and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. So we're going to kind of start from the ground up with this first one. So like I said, if this does start September 4th, like I said, we are getting ready to evacuate for the hurricane. Also, we have the Skylar Richardson trial starting today with jury selection, and we are in it to win it for that one, y'all. That is going to be major. So we're going to kind of be following both of these trials over here. So hold on to the sofa, y'all. It's getting ready to get going. So that being said, we're going to end this here. Again, I'll leave this with, I'm not the end-all be-all to this. I implore you, if this case sounds interesting to you, go on the Google search, y'all. There is article after article. You can find it. It's interesting. And like I said, a lot of this is going to come out in the stand. I always like to wait to go over a lot of information to see what comes out on the stand, because at the end of the day, that's really what matters. So we're going to kind of wait for that, see what happens. I hope everybody out there is safe and sound during this hurricane. If you feel like you have any doubt of your safety, just go somewhere and be safe. That's what we're going to do. It's not worth trying to ride it out or anything like that. So with that being said, I will talk to you later, my lovely little Sofa Squad members. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.